What's up, everybody, and welcome back, sort of, to another episode of Licking with Skip. This is technically part three of the Terrifier review series, but we're breaking these up to make things a little bit more. If you just only wanted to listen to one movie, you didn't have to go through the entire podcast to find, which part you wanted. Terrifier, in my opinion, is you can't really separate the three movies, and I'm sure the fourth is going to be the same way. But if you did want to just take a look at any individual one of these pieces, we also cleaned them up if that's another thing that you were concerned about, at least taking out the coarse language. There was a lot of it because we're foul-mouthed creatures. But thank you for coming back. If you do want to check out the full one, it is on the Wigwags channel. You can find it. It's called the Terrifier Review. It's pretty easy to find there. And then if you only want to check out the individual parts, you can check out all of them. We roll right into Terrifier 3 in this one, so jump aboard. This is a behind-the-scenes podcast for Cox in Space. And like I said, it's like a skip. I'm joined by Curtis Wolff, a stand-up and comedian. You can find him on TikTok. I believe that he shouts it out at the end of the episode, so check it out there, or you can check us out at coxinspace.com, coxinspace.com, where you can get connected with our Discord, our Patreon, our Facebook, and our YouTube channel if you want to, or just reach out to us. So anyway, on with the episode.
So of course, Terrifier 3 is just the sequel to the previous two movies. I mean, it's just the extension of that.
Yeah, he's just keep on keeping on. Like he's not changing the formula at all in 6 years. He's just keeping it the same, just getting a bigger budget to do more crazy.
And then
Just
continuing, he's
adding
like
to
not
it.
giving up on his story. You know what I mean? Like he's not going like Halloween 3, Halloween 2, the one with the witch mask.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that was different. They wanted to make Halloween like an anthology, like creep show.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that movie
exactly.
bombed.
Well, they're like no,
And they could do that with this too, like the Terrifier. But then they name him at some point, I think, the Terrifier, right? Or do they always just call him Art the Clown the entire time?
Most of the time they call him the whatever the guy is, the massacre. Again, I should know this. Guys, comment below because you all know this better than me.
Maybe that will be like the theory that like they'll do a flashback to that massacre and
To
something
the
happened there.
original,
I
like
don't
so the
know.
one that he's imitating or something like that. That's interesting.
Or not, even imitating, or like how he became who he is, like an origin story sort of, because if he's never been named Art the Clown, they just keeps mentioning this massacre.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did mean to mention it. It's one of the kids looking it up that they call him Art. Like the kids doing research and they're calling him creepy. Yeah, it's on the website. I meant to say that was a cool thing where he like finally gets a name and we get it through this guy who's a fan of his.
Well, then at that point, Terrifier could become an anthology if they really wanted to, because it's the Terrifier films. Like, you're gonna be terrified or whatever the fuck they want to do.
Especially, let's get into it now, especially with what they've done in Terrifier 3. Because what we find out in Terrifier 3 is that they are demons sent to Earth to inflict pain and take people's bodies over as they're dying from pain.
Mm-hmm.
So, right?
So it's
real
very Hellraiser.
Real interesting. Yeah, like I was like, when they finally explained it, it took the 3 movies, but when they finally got there, I was like, God damn. Because
well,
then
he finished Terrifier 2. Yeah, it's like he he finished Terrifier 2, watched a Hellraiser marathon, and was like, you know what we can add?
Right. He's like, how this crosses over? And then it's the demon possession thing too, which it ties into the Exorcist franchise as well. So like again, I had to tip my hat to like he's trying to like actually do all of the tropes,
which is insane.
It's a crazy goal,
could be
but he's doing it.
It could be a whole origin story with Terrifier the beginning, and we see how Art became Art the Clown.
Interesting.
Cool.
I would like to see, like then we have some like thought. I would hope that 4 would do it. I don't know if it needs it, or if it's just what I want, but because he could go.
I think 4 might.
I'd be fine with it.
I think if anything, 4 we're gonna get flashbacks, maybe a little bit of Art, but more with her and her dad. Maybe have, which I do not know. I might be talking about my ass, but maybe show her dad having something to do with him or something like that. But I think this is a wrap it up 4, maybe the end to the story with her, and then
And
sky's the limit
I
after that.
absolutely, I love your theory that he's actually just torturing her and breaking her down so that he can turn her into a Terrifier. I think that that would be a fantastic conclusion to the trilogy, the four-part trilogy, because it would be true to itself.
And you could continue it, pick it up somewhere if you wanted to, but do like a origin story, and then do whatever you want to do. But I'm all for whatever. I trust him. After
I
three, I
100%,
trust him.
100%. I say give him as much money as he can possibly get. I'll let him make whatever he wants to. It's not a Terrifier project, anything he wants to, because he's going to do a good job at it because he knows what he's doing. Um, So we have to call out one of the things that we haven't called out at all about Terrifier 3, which is the fact that it's a Christmas movie also.
There's a what?
It's a Christmas movie.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
First, I want to say this though. First, I want to say this.
Okay.
That this franchise went from $35 to $55,000 to the third being $2 million.
Nice.
That's crazy.
Good job, my
That's
boy.
crazy.
Well, also you see that in this one he teamed up with I think like 5 different studios. And so carrying some of that cost definitely helps out a lot.
Okay, so here's this. So Terrifier 4, the budget is going to be 4 to 6 million.
Yes.
So you went. He's just going up, dude. One was
Well, I mean-
35, 2 was 250, 3's 2 million. Now he's up to 6. This is going to be f***ing dope.
You know
I
it's
already
gonna
know.
be- you know it's gonna be dope. And our boy loves special effects, so we're gonna see the best ones. Fields
You tripled the budget of my favorite one. It has to be good.
Oh my god.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and I don't think that he can mess it up because he knows what he's doing again, and I really appreciate it. I'm willing to watch whatever he puts out, so hopefully
Yeah.
it'll come out sooner rather than later. So yeah, it being a Christmas movie, has him in a Santa outfit, which at first I was like, okay, I mean that's cool, and then you find out later that he's actually wearing a man's beard as his beard. Um, because he tore it off an actual Santa Claus.
Well, the movie starts insane. Like
okay,
I
I'm
remember
sorry. Yeah,
watching it.
I apologize. We skipped the intro. Yeah, let's talk about it.
You got to talk about that intro because we watched it in the theater, and I was like, I'm gonna show my parents this, and it's gonna be intense, and it was because it is f***ing intense. Like he, it's they did something that you don't usually do in horror movies ever. They showed kids being f***ed up, like the kid got hacked to pieces, and you don't usually see that. That is not a norm. Like he
100%.
killed the whole family. You don't see the last death, but the first death you see, this kid's and they did it really good, by the way, because he walks up the stairs. It's really ominous and quiet, and all you can hear is I don't know. He's like doing like something by the Christmas tree. Little girl comes down. She sees him. She's like weirdo. Goes and hides. He goes up the stairs. It's all quiet. All you can hear is this creaking walking up the stairs. He opens the door. There's almost no sound. I think at that point.
Okay, so there's
just
a hint
closes
of
the door,
and that's it. Yeah, it's just this low violin strumming or something. It's like ooh,
Yep.
You know, it's building the tension.
Then when all this happens, her husband's like getting hacked right next to her. She's running around. She's like, Johnny! Opens the door in 8 pieces.
In pieces. Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe they did that.
They did it, but it's like the setup for it. Like again, just the
very
sound
slow.
and just the music. It was one of the few times in a Terrifying movie they didn't show you it right away, and so your brain was working overtime. You're like, who is he killing? What's happening? And then we find out it was the kid. Yeah.
I had a feeling it was the kid, but I didn't think they were gonna show it. I thought it was gonna be like one of those cutoffs where you don't see it, or you don't see it like that. You just mom goes in, screams, runs away. They had a good shot where you saw it, and I was like, wow, you guys really didn't give a f***, did you? You said f*** it, and that was awesome. That was pretty cool. That was different.
Yeah, you definitely have to be like, again, because they say that they're not gonna follow the rules, like they're setting up their own rules. That whole scene,
which is really ballsy. I give you credit just for that.
Yeah, mommy, there's someone on the roof, and it's Christmas time. But you're like, no, this is a Terrifier movie. We already know who's on the roof. So the whole scene, you're just like sitting there being like, oh my God, when is he gonna show up? So such a fantastic.
And you have the whole intro with his head biting the officer and face and scalps getting ripped off and the no face. That was a whole thing in the beginning. That was pretty good. But it was like a build up. It was like it was not hitting like the intro was great, but then they kind of slowed it down and you saw a couple deaths with those cops. But then you get more further on, you get to see the Santa go on.
And again, this is the thing where you say it's really like terrifying because he's like all normal and cool and everything's fine.
It's like a comedy. They're with them. Also, he's like, I'll buy you a drink, clowny.
Shout out to Clint Howard, who's in that scene. You know, he's the drunk guy who's commenting the whole time. Clint Howard, you know, of course, famous character actor for a very long time in a bunch of horror movies.
It was a surprise to see him. I'm like, oh, that in this. That's nice. But then he froze that dude's arms off, and I'm like, oh my god, dude.
And then takes a hammer to him.
I forget how he did he just scalp his beard off and just put it on, and he's like,
him down and then rips it off. Yeah, and then he's wearing a dude's beard for the rest of the movie. And the first set of kills, we see him wearing that beard, and you don't even think about it, and you get the origin story of the beard, and you're like,
oh yeah, that was awesome. I'm looking at these deaths to see which ones I remember being the best.
Well, one of the ones that's most memorable for the Santa Claus is that he takes over for a mall Santa and gives out a bunch of toys. And again, you're like watching him be nice, and it's really, really creepy, and you don't know why. And then everybody, like the parents, get up in arms and gets kicked out, and you see this kid with a box. And like I'm like, dude, I hope it's a bomb. Yeah, I hope that they have a bomb. And then it explodes. And then, dude, like, you see his face, like the Terrifier, like he's just like laughing and like, he's like mocking them. You're just like, oh my god,
well, yeah, like
this guy.
The first time you see it, like I'm like, there's something in those presents, but I don't know what it is.
There's no way he's being nice. Like, why would he be nice to them?
Yeah. It's like a surprise, man. You don't know what's gonna happen.
No. That seems really fun and serves no real purpose in the movie. There's like some runtime in the movie where I'm like, this stuff should be cut, and that one is one of them. Although I love it so much. Like I'm like, it's such a fun moment. But it doesn't. Like Sienna's being like haunted by him in the mall, and they do this whole like side segue. But I feel like it's just they had money and they were writing scenes.
My favorite part was when he goes to see her brother at college, and it honestly don't even make any goddamn sense when you think about it, because how did he get a chainsaw? But it was very 80s in the light that it was a sex scene. There's
bathroom,
but then you don't know what's about to happen, and it just goes crazy. He fucking just starts slashing the bathroom door down, and then it just keeps going. Like I think he like saws the dude's arm a little bit, and then the woman puts her hands up. He just saws off her fingers and down her wrists, and then they're
slashes across
distorted.
The chest, so it's like but at the same time, it's a shot that's getting slashed in half, and you're like, oh my god.
But it she didn't even get it the worst. I don't even remember how she died. I think he just kills her real quick, but the dude gets it so bad. Yeah, she crawls away, doesn't she? I think.
No, so here's the thing. So she's dying. This is another one of the things that Damien does that I really appreciate. So right before these scenes happen, she's talking about because she's a podcaster, and she's talking about all these serial killings and stuff like that. And this is one of the most interesting ones. And she said
she's like, I want to see it. I want to know the art experience.
She wants to look him in the face, and she wants to see in his eyes. And so he kills her, but he sees that she's still alive, and he takes his sunglasses off and looks her directly in the eyes. And it's like this moment doesn't need to exist, but god damn, it's so creepy because he's like, you're getting the experience.
You wanted this.
You wanted this, yeah. And then the dude.
Then he puts the shades on her.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he puts the shades on her. But let's get to the dude. He's naked. He's got a chainsaw, and he flips him over. I'm like, go for the ass. And then he goes for the ass. He just like,
well, I don't think that was it though. He got everywhere. He cut his legs so he couldn't walk, and then he flipped him over and went right up the ass crack, and like all I'm thinking of is my balls in the theater. I'm like, oh my god, and then he just keeps going. I'm like,
Graphic
Jesus.
chainsaw castration, 100%. It was in my notes, underlined 3 times, because it's just like you like looking at the getting hit by a chainsaw. So if you can't handle that, you might not want to look at that part of the movie. But also, they did it; they went for it. And there's no cut. It's really crazy.
Dude, and you know what's crazy is when you're in a movie theater watching a horror movie like that, and everybody's just eyed to the screen. It's like we are all sick right now, dude, because like we're just eyeing it right now, and no one's like covering their eyes, like, oh my god, oh my, that's so up. Like we're like, whoa,
well, this is what you signed up for. That's why you come to a Terrifier movie. That's what you wanted. You'd be very disappointed if you didn't get it.
Yeah.
So I was actually watching the movie, as the director, I think, intended, if I get down to like, what it means to be an artist and whatnot, at about 8:15 in the morning in a laundromat on my phone. So I think that, like Damien Leone would be very proud of me for giving it the full experience.
You just like look up, you're very surreal. You're
exactly.
maybe I should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. I just, because I have 90 minutes to kill, my laundry's getting, done. It's just like, I was like, yeah, watching Terrifier. Kids running around.
Is my underwear worth getting decapitated? I don't know.
So there's one really cool moment in this movie that we need to talk about. Because it's where it.
Well, how do you feel about the cop out? How do you feel about the cop out with the brother? Because it happened so quick, and I know it was like a plot twist. But
we'll get to that in a sec. But because there's some things that I do have to say. But I want to talk about this one cool moment, where we see the faceless woman commit. And we see Art, like, it's weird. He, like, absorbs her power or something. He sits down and he goes into this, like, hibernation. And then it fast forwards in time. I forget how much time. But when we come back to him, he's still in the same place. He's covered in dust and cobwebs. And it's just, again, like, what is this thing, right? That doesn't need to sleep or eat, that doesn't rot. It's just, and then he's woken up and starts killing again.
Yeah, he's just like an entity.
Yeah, and
just
so
a being.
They explain demon possession in the movie, and that's kind of like what the plot is of 3, like really focuses on that. And again, I really appreciate that, like we find out that he controls the faceless woman because of the demons. He's kind of like Legion, where he's like a collection of demons that has many bodies it can take on. And like that, which is real creepy as far as like demon lore goes. So that's really cool. But then yeah, it was just like, it was so like horrifying. Like he's not only just Frankensteining, but like he can just sit and rest for long periods of time because he's not a being like we are. And that's one thing. It was just, again, it like got under my skin because like we have seen him eat cookies and we have seen him be a goof. And then the fact that he was just like, yeah, he's this other thing. It's just it's like it's like that
it's
ethereal
very alien
horror, eldritch horror. Yeah, this the part, yeah, where it's like something that's beyond what we understand. And I think that's one of the things that really like scared me too about this movie. So I give it up to the writing because that's like, holy shit, I'd never been that scared before.
Well, he's a horror villain that obviously is, well, it's more like he might just be like a possession scenario, but for some reason the demonology gives it more power somehow, like it enhances the human he's in. So they don't need to eat, they don't need to breathe, they don't need to do anything. They just need, but they can also. They have blood. He has a digestive. Like imagine if they've made a scene where Art was taking shit, and you're like, okay, well he takes shit, so like he's a human, but he's advanced. He's like an alien being that we just can't wrap our head around.
That's the thing.
Very
that's so scary.
Supernatural.
Yeah. He's wearing our skin, but he is not one of us. And that,
well, that's again, just the abstract of the unknown. Everything the unknown is always more terrifying. The thing that you can't understand Like we can't understand death. We don't know what happens after death. We'll never know because we
Right.
don't know. We don't know how art does all these things, so it makes it scary.
It makes
You're
it
like, how the
scary.
did you just sit there, bro?
Yeah, he's very powerful. And then they just awaken feed. This does one a really fun kill where they tear the dude's like skin down the sides of his face, like just splitting him open from the skull. Which I mean, as far as special effects goes, fantastic. It's just like dangling there. And also one of the most gruesome moments because what's happening at the same time is the faceless woman is fighting with glass.
Oh yeah, 'cause
It's
that was very Exorcist right there.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. Oh, yeah, there's the notes from The Exorcist, right? Yeah, like it's like, and then we're like, oh, they're a demon. This makes sense now. Yeah, so he's really like taking again notes from every single horror movie that has existed. Uh, so he's like,
he,
you like to be scared, little boy.
he's going deep into the demon genre right now, for sure. That's
Yeah,
where he went to. It went from serial killer to demon
and it's
within
interesting, yeah,
a
how it's
movie.
morphed over time, right? Like he was like a more realistic serial killer. He became more of like a slasher Saw character, like a Halloween and Saw character. And then this one, he definitely went like we're going Exorcist, and adding that to the lore. And I was like, this is real interesting. Um,
And I mean that's good for like showing your friends too. Like if there's so many of my friends that never watched it, so I can show them the first one, and by the time you get to the third, you have that whole kind of lore progress that's going on where they experience it for the first time. I've already seen it all. You haven't. You have to learn it as you go, like I did, and that's fun. That will be forever. Everybody that watches Terrifier is gonna be able to be like, bro, you haven't. You don't even know what's coming. Like, you can watch all the Friday the 13th movies, and you're gonna get the gist by the second one. But
right. It just, yeah,
then
exactly. They get kind of boring,
this is
and that's
this is
why I
cool.
kind of got out the genre. Yeah, this one does
Makes
not
it
get boring.
rewatchable.
Yeah, there's fun things. Now, it does have a couple flaws, and this is one of the things that we were going to talk about at the end, is that so the kids get killed in the shower, which is a classic thing that happens. But the thing that they've been mentioning the entire movie was this Christmas party that everyone was going to go to, and then they give you this great lead in with uh, I have a quote of it. It's Satan's like been at play. It's from God Rest You Very Gentlemen, but it's just like looping uh, this. Oh man, I can't remember what it was. Hang on. Here it is. Save us all from Satan's power, which is part of that Christmas song. And he just loops, save us all from Satan's power. And he's like getting out of this van, like on the campus, but we never see the slaughter at the Christmas party.
I don't know if he really slaughtered everyone there. You know,
Well,
I
here's
don't
the
know if
thing.
that was.
It doesn't happen in the movie, right? And that it's not a thing that happens. What I'm saying is what I'm doing is supposing a scene that I believe should exist, because
Yeah,
it foreshadows it throughout the movie. Like the kid is supposed to go to this party. The reason he doesn't come home with his sister is because he's going to this party. We see a bunch of people going to this party as Art is getting out of a van. So it's showing you all these pieces, which Damien does. He's very smart. That shows that he's about to do a slaughter at the party, and then they never deliver on the slaughter at the party.
I don't know if that was because they didn't. They wanted to leave it open ended, but like anybody would know, the plot twist coming that he got her brother. That's very very predictable at that point. So I don't know why he did that because he could have showed some more in that party and
Right.
then cut away when he meets the brother, and it would have done the same thing. You would just have more kills other than the shower scene.
Right. Well,
So,
and
or maybe
that's it. Yeah, it would have, and that's what I was kind of. It was like leading up to that, and then also we don't see what happens to the brother. If he dies off
not at all.
screen, yeah, or he's
Yep.
disappeared, or like what it is. They insinuate that the skull that's being chewed on rats is the brother, but they also have said that it was Gabby, and then we find out that Gabby's alive. So like they're demons. Of course, we can't believe them.
Yeah, you have no yeah, you have no idea what's going on. The only
Right.
thing we know is that her sister went in the portal, right?
Okay, yeah, and here's the thing about that. Like, I totally did not expect a portal to hell
Some
to
evil
open
dead.
and Terrifier 3. Oh my God. Also, she does the stupidest where she uses her sword to try to pull her out
Oh,
by holding on
and
to
I'm
the
like, are you
blade.
stupid?
Yeah, like I'm like, maybe your mom was right about you. Maybe you are stupid.
Yeah, maybe you're not fit to do this.
But yeah, you're not the final girl at all. And maybe that's what like is actually supposed to allude to is we're supposed to feel that way about her. So when it turns out that she falls under his spell and becomes one of his like terrorizers, then we're like, oh yeah,
I,
okay, yeah, she never was actually set out for that.
I would hope it wasn't just a ploy to just make people cringe. Like it was just a, hey, we're gonna make her do something like crazy and
So fucking
stupid,
stupid.
but
Yeah, I
like
hope that it pays off.
but
Yeah.
it's gonna make people cringe when they see a blade coming up and all that. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with Terrifier 4, but my ideas and theories hopefully is something like that because I have no idea where he's going with this. I hope that with a budget like that, he's obviously gonna have some section of hell, right?
Right.
So
Well,
that'd be
he
kind of
has to.
cool.
Well, because her final line in the movie is "I will find you." That's what sets up to seeing the episode 4 is that that's what the journey is. It's total Dream Warriors. Like you're familiar with the movie Dream Warriors, right? Like you've seen it, not just like you know the
Yeah,
title. Yeah, that's what they do. They
yeah.
go to hell to go take care of stuff. Wait, I am so sorry. I just confused Hellraiser with Dream Warriors. Because it's similar. They go up against the bad guy in their own territory, but it's not the same movie at all. I am so sorry. Yeah, this is I made a reference. I
Kind
was
of
like,
the
"Do you know the
same.
reference I'm talking about?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, it's not that."
Well, you said Dream Warriors, and I was like, they do go to hell. I don't think they ever fight them in hell.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
don't
Yeah, I
remember
think they're
that.
trying to like.
I don't think I've ever watched all the Hellraisers, like the ones from the '90s, if that was the one.
That's
But I
another
wonder how they're
conversation for
gonna.
another time.
How do you think they're gonna do hell in Terrifier 4? Like,
That's
there's
a good
different
question.
ideas of what hell looks like,
Do
and
you
the
have
portal doesn't really
like
tell you.
no? It's just a whole. Yeah, I think I'm sure he intentionally left it vague. But it makes sense. It's a 80s horror trope. They go to hell. So it's a Hellraiser. I'm sorry, it's a Terrifier hell. So the aesthetic that he has is that like dirty hobo mime look
Do you think?
and
Do you
all
think it's
like
gonna
rusty
be like
tools.
that?
If I was gonna guess if they're keeping the same aesthetic, that's where I would get it. Is it what I want? I don't know, but yeah, I
Like
think
you're
that's
kind of
probably
like in an empty city or something? Like you're just like a dark city type thing where no one's around and there's just empty cars, but you have weird subliminal things around in the environment that's just creepy or like there's like a Twilight Zone kind of thing. Like it looks normal, but it's up. Or is it going to be red fire, demon hell, or is it just going to be very weird and just not what we're expecting at all? Like he has his own idea of what hell is going to be like.
that.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think more the dystopian because that'd be easier to film on a budget and it has very like 80s 90s feel to it. That would be my guess, but I couldn't tell you for sure what his hell version of hell is. Um,
What if it's just like a bunch of those faceless people walking around and they're
oh,
chasing them throughout a city?
who have been tortured. Yeah, that's actually he may have a number of souls that he has trapped there.
Just collected. Yeah. He's like
Yeah.
the Galactus of horror. He just swallows them all up. Yeah.
Well, he does. He definitely is consuming it in some way. So yeah, that's the
That would be the only way to end it for me in my mind is that she has to trade her soul and become like his herald
a
to get her
Terrifier. Yeah,
to
absolutely. Once you said that, it absolutely makes sense. And this is the reason why, because in the final scene, there's that showdown between the faceless woman and her. She puts the crown of thorns, the Jesus symbol, which means that she's a sacrifice of some sort, on her head with the razor blades in it. Um, and she says, "Take me instead of Gabby. Take me instead of her." And the faceless woman leans in and says, "I already have you." Which again is like super creepy, fantastically written. Moment was pulled off, executed perfectly. So again, props to the director. But it's an
it's also
interesting.
just like against the trope because like
Yeah,
that happens all the time. You're like, take me, and then they'll maybe consider it, or the person has to just break away, but they inserted that line. They're like,
Yeah,
I don't need you.
I
I
know.
already got
I
you.
already have you. She's tied to a chair, and
Can,
Art has been
like,
slapping
how
her
are you gonna get
head
away?
the whole scene. Yeah, he's just been slapping her on the back of the head. So stupid.
Yeah, she gets. That's one of my complaints about it because she gets up and she can still use her hands. Because I remember her hands
Yeah,
got in that.
yeah,
I'm like, how the hell did you do? It's just movie magic at
yeah.
that point.
Well,
Because
then also she heals herself in the movie. Like she's got this power like out of nowhere. But it's like if you could heal yourself, then get rid of your mental problems. Like what the are you doing?
what if it's also the ending is just her becoming the angel, like
Well,
battle
see,
angel, and
that's
she just fights. But that would be so weird
I
if
don't
like
want that at
create.
all.
What if yeah, like the Terrifier transforms into like his hell being, like an it, and he's not the same. He's like this fucking big being, and now she's an angel, and they have a duke out, and I mean
So it goes like
that
full
is a
fantasy in the fourth movie.
yeah. I don't want that,
It has
but
a
I could see
possibility.
him
I don't
doing
want
that.
it, but he definitely has been playing like that like game a bunch. Like again, like in Terrifier 2, it's such a big part of the movie. That I was like, what the f is going on? Like it's just it's out of place, but he's intentionally doing
Like
it, obviously. So
you trying to make this Pan's Labyrinth or
yeah, exactly.
some
Like you're not Cameron del Toro.
like
This is not exactly the
what do you
same.
do when like she goes to hell dimension and Art the Clown's there and he just takes his eyes out and his head gets big. What if
Well,
he
right.
talks in this? What if he talks in
Ooh,
hell? Like he has a
ooh.
voice or something,
I didn't even
and
think
he's
about
a
that.
little
That's a real
very
possibility.
deep demonic voice. Yeah,
Interesting take. Um, man.
and I think the movie's going to be a build up to how she gets to the hell dimension. And there's going to be something that she has to summon a portal somehow and talk to people, and it might if the long they don't drag it on too long. But I think it's obviously going to be a part of the movie. She has
Right.
to
I mean,
figure a way to get there.
she's got to get there somehow. Yeah. The my only big complaint with Terrifier 3 is how it ends. Um, because it ends with him taking a bus, and
Oh yeah.
he's kind of being spooky to the woman on the bus. But the first two movies ended with his suicide death. And this one, those ones go out with a bang, and this one kind of just fizzles out. Um, I really believe in the franchise. I would like where this is going. I do want to see him, and like killing him is pointless, we know, because he's obviously coming back. But uh, it just wasn't satisfying. Like he slips off into the night, and like she's left wondering, and she says, "I'll come find you." You know what I mean? So it's just like as far as like we really wrapped that movie up. It just didn't have that.
Well, you can get the first one. He shoots himself. He's still alive. How's he alive? Maybe he's a zombie. Maybe he's demonic. And then the second she cuts his head off, okay,
Right.
that should have did it. And now we know at this point nothing kills him. He's for maybe something does. Maybe you have to burn him. Maybe you have to keep him content. Like didn't she try and kill him at one point, burning him or
Yeah, so
trying to do something like
she
that?
stabs him all the way through and pins him to a wall, but we know that that doesn't actually kill him. And she had decapitated him, right? Like it should have done it, and we know that that didn't do it either. I will give you that it plays completely against the trope, which is what he does a lot. It gives us the unexpected. So I appreciate that. I just I don't have a better idea than what should have happened, but you know, somebody should have died or won. Um, but
Yeah, like, but I mean, end it like him just stabbing someone in the face isn't so like. Imagine if that on the bus he just kills and goes up and kills the bus driver, and then it just flashes Terrifier 3, and then like and that's it. And, like
right.
that, I mean, that's cool, and that's probably what I would probably prefer. But
Well,
horror people
there's
like that
something.
ominous flow. You don't know. You know, but you don't know. And sometimes people play with that and like that. But I'm a gory guy. I like all the gory
Yeah, I take it.
stuff.
I was hoping that he would kill her in this movie, like especially with she was like suffering so bad and all this sort of stuff. That I was like, it's good. They should have let her be the final, kill her in the same way, and that was kind of like the thing. But that didn't happen either. So it's just like
Or
the ending
or
is
like
a what's an impasse? Sorry.
what I would think is kill her sister and do the and kid it again, kill her sister and send that down in the portal so we just start in hell in the next one. You don't have to go find your sister. You don't have to do this whole
Yeah,
trope.
yeah. You see
Just
where? Yeah,
kill this, and then the ending is just her like in Evil Dead 2, just going somewhere, and then maybe they even show hell a little bit when she
see,
first
I
gets
would have been
there.
down for that.
That would have been
If they
that would
would
have
have
been
been
a
thrown
better
into hell,
ending.
that would have been a better ending. Yeah, because then something has happened. She is lost, and now she has to win. And at this point, it's like
Yeah,
she could just go back to her regular life and feel sad about Gabby, and nothing would change for her. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's kind of like they left it on a cliffhanger, but we know what they're gonna do. They're gonna do something in that vein, but
Right.
realistically,
They should
I
have
would
thrown her into
move.
hell. They should have ended. Yeah, they should have ended the movie with her going to hell and being trapped in hell. That yeah, I'm with you.
I think that would have been cool.
But yeah, that's the Terrifier series that we just went through
Went
with
went
everybody.
through all three and
Yeah,
sneak peeks at the fourth.
and
So
talked about the
yeah,
fourth. So, guys, you've been listening to Flicking with Skip. This is a Cox and Space podcast here with my co-host Curtis Wolff. And we talk about all sorts of exciting things on this show. We're going to be meeting again on Friday next. We're going to go to animation and talk movies. Guys, if you want to join us, you can do that. Go to coxspace.com so you can vote on your favorite episode. Vote on this episode because this was a fun episode. But we're going to sign off for
yeah,
tonight. And Curtis, thank you for being here, man. Any socials you
no
want to shout
problem,
out
man.
before we close?
Just hit up my TikTok. It's Wolff_productions.98. It has
Nice.
everything that I post. So,
And that's a good time. You get to see all of his stand up as it develops. So fun time. Guys, you can
yeah.
always check us out at our website. You can check us out on the YouTube. Thank you for listening through this with us, and see you soon. Bye.